So hey everyone, I guess this is gonna be the Sonic 3 and Knuckles Glitchless tutorial, since no one has made one yet, and this is gonna be for world record strats. So before you do any of the strats here, I would expect you to at least have like a 57 or a 56, okay? Like at least. And to know how to move Sonic pretty well, because many of the strats in this tutorial, rather than relying on frame perfects, they rely on you knowing how to move Sonic properly, okay? So, yeah. Okay, so in Yellow Island 1, you do a 6-tap at the start, and then if you get perfect spin dash speed, I like to use the moment Sonic touches the bottom of this ring as the visual cue for when to jump here. If you get a perfect speed spin dash here, to then move my hand, and as you can see a few frames later I jump, but I react around here when I collect this ring. When I touch the very bottom of it, I react and then I piano roll, and then basically you can see I hold two jump buttons. You can hold either one or two, and then you spam the other to try and get the insta shield as soon as possible. Or you can memorize like with visual cues like when to use the insta shield. So I guess like around here when Sonic is aligned to the green part of this platform, but I kind of just spam to not deal with that timing. Then you do a short hop here, you roll, and then when you crash here, okay, and you wanna hold right as you're rolling, as soon as you hit the wall and Sonic kind of switches from rolling state to walking, so you can jump a bit later. I think I jumped pretty early here, but if you see Sonic go from ball form to standing, you can jump, okay, and then you land here. Then a bit after collecting this ring, so when you're to the right of it, you jump. And then here, you wanna piano roll. As you can see, I start piano rolling here before I land to try and get to the jump off as soon as possible. And then once, I guess I insta-shielded kind of early here. And that's why I messed that up. You wanna insta-shield once Sonic is being covered by the tree. So once he's around here, like around the left edge of this tree, if I'm not mistaken, it's around here. But I insta-shielded early, and that messed me up so bad. So then the other way to do it, if you miss the jump but you get the perfect spin dash, you can just hold left and you still get about the same result, only very slightly slower, okay? Or, you know, if you don't get a perfect spin dash, you just hold right, you bonk here, you get up, then you get onto the platform in the air, then you know the drill kind of. Here you can also like basically like face right. So this is what I was saying, okay? If you don't jump early, you jump after Sonic is in his standing animation. So when you see him switch from ball to standing animation, you immediately jump. But you can also do a one tap, and then you can slow down a little bit in midair and then hold right to hit the spring also instead of jumping. If you find it more comfortable, it depends, okay? Okay, that was better. So as you can see, okay, so I piano roll there, I get the jump off, trying to get it as soon as possible. I guess I still insta-shielded kind of early here. So around like the leaves here, I guess I'm like kind of blind, but kind of like around the leaves. But later, okay, you kind of like don't wanna do it too early. And then here, if you land here, you wanna slow down in midair and then hold right and jump once you land like this. Jump, fire dash. Okay, so I load my save state again. I was like kinda showcasing the start of it. So I get to the jump. I guess I still did it kinda early. Okay, failed it again. Wait, why did I... Okay, so here, you wanna jump after you grab this ring. So the visual cue I like to use is like the right edge of this ring when it's not flipping. So when I touch around here, I jump. Okay? For both of these loops. And then, I guess I like kept doing this over and over until I got... I guess I just didn't bother anymore at that point, but like... So here, I actually insta-shield when I'm like aligned to the palm tree thing, okay? And, well, anyway, if it goes right, okay, so there's this enemy. You don't see it here, but, well, you can maybe barely see it, but he's here. If you don't land on the platform, you just keep holding right and you bounce on him and you save a little bit of time. So we just like, this cutscene doesn't matter, you 6-tap, fire dash, 6-tap, slow yourself down, jump, fire dash. I don't know where to jump here, but I see some people jump at a specific spot. And they get an extra speed boost from it, and then they bonk this ceiling here, and then they roll. Instead of fire dashing, but I just jump and fire dash. And roll. Then jump, fire dash. Then here I piano roll to fire dash there, then jump, fire dash, jump, 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 fire dash. Like that. So basically like if you've got a 56 or 57, you know, you would have figured this out by now, but you wanna be walking on the left edge here with leftward momentum before jumping there, and then you know, you just do that, yeah. And here you just hit the boss from under. If you have tails, you can combo him, but I don't know if that even saves time. Maybe just a little bit. Like barely, then the bubble shield. Okay, so here I showcase the bottom route, which is what Saxon does. So once Sonic's angle changes, you can jump literally like here. But I jumped a bit later, but it doesn't matter too much, okay? If you do it like as soon as Sonic's angle changes, so you can see it in the sprite, he's like looking up now. If you do it early, you get a pretty good angle where you like barely lose speed, if I recall correctly, but this angle also works, even though I do lose a little bit of speed. And then once you're above the rock by a good margin, you kind of fire dash like there. So yeah. Wait, okay, so I guess in this I failed, and that's why I wonder, well, whatever, I'm gonna check later. Maybe. So, you know, you just like 6-tap from there, then once you're touching, so you can see this line here. Once you are past this line, this dark line here, separating these two platforms, this one over here, and this one over here, then you do a small hop, then you start piano rolling fast to get a spin dash in, then you move left and you tap right a little bit to face right. Now you don't want to jump as soon as possible, you want to delay the jump a little bit for after you land, then you jump, then 6-tap. There is a YOLO jump that you can do kinda like around here. I think I kinda just rely on muscle memory for that jump, like I have a rhythm for it in my head. with like imagining music in my head to do this one, so I don't have the visual cue, but there's a YOLO jump. You can watch Saxon's runs to get the visual cue for that YOLO jump, but Yandex doesn't do it, so you can see like how reliable that is, I guess. Like, it's not too bad, but it's kind of like not worth it unless you really want to save like a second. So instead you can jump around this palm tree once Sonic is like around this palm tree, then jump, slow yourself down a little bit to land here. And technically if you slow yourself down a little bit more and you start holding right and then you land here with rightward momentum, you can like hold full right if you land on the very right edge here and make it by just doing a full jump. But it's better to land here just to be safe, to land here. Okay, so you just land there, then once Sonic's angle changes, you jump, 3-tap. If instead you land just like hitting this rock, you wanna 1-tap instead. Okay, but you 3-tap if you're a bit far away from the rock, then you jump here, and then you bubble bounce a bit after. If you miss the jump, you just face left, spin dash, jump, and bubble bounce up. And basically, you wanna land on the very left edge here. You wanna land on the very left edge, because this is like the lowest part of this platform. And then you face right. You can either walk up to the switch and hit it, or you can 1 or 3-tap. A 6-tap also works, but I wouldn't recommend it because then you will probably kind of mistime the hit on the switch, or fall down if you don't charge it fast enough. So you basically just 3-tap, right, and then you jump, and then once Sonic is above the switch, you hit it with the bubble shield, and you hold left, and then you kind of like slow yourself down when you're like here in the middle of this platform, and then like when you're on the left edge, you start charging the spin dash quickly, and then you just like release down as you're falling, like the falling spin dash. I should have mentioned that earlier, but if you have a 56 or 57, then you should know that already. I don't even know why I'm bothering that much with like minor details, but anyway, you spin dash, you do a short hop here. So basically the short hop, assuming you have like around 6-tap speed, you just do like not the smallest hop, but kind of like a normal jump from here to like the top of this plant, kind of. If you have a perfect spin dash, you might need to slow down also. Then jump, but you don't want to jump too high, obviously. And then you bubble bounce around here after the rings. And then once you're above the wooden thingies, assuming you didn't bonk, you just bubble bounce like that, and you go right. And then you land on this platform here, slowing yourself down a little bit in midair to land here. Jump, lightning shield, 3-tap. Then you jump at the end of this red thing, like there. Jump, lightning shield, 6-tap, jump and roll, jump and don't roll. And here, as you see Sonic starting to go up here, so you see Sonic starting to go up, then you react and you jump right after. And you can get a frame perfect jump sometimes. If you don't get it, there's a spring like around here, and you can lightning shield over to it instead of landing on the ground. Or you can copy what Kinks does, okay? Like you can do either of the two. Or you can do what Glitchless does if you watch his run. So yeah. Kind of self-explanatory movement. You 3-tap, jump, lightning shield. Jump, lightning shield, 6-tap. Jump, lightning shield. You wanna delay the lightning shield there to make sure you don't hit the monkey, and that you're not too low and you actually do land to the left of the spikes. Then 1-tap there, You can get soft pixeled, by the way, and go back, and that's pretty annoying. Then here, it's just holding right simulator for 25 seconds. Then, okay, so here, you slow yourself down, okay? Then you tap right to face right, then you start holding it down and you do a spin dash, and then you just charge it. And then you hear the sounds of Eggman. Wow, 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 wow. And then after, so wait, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So around the 10th one, you start charging the spin dash, basically. Around the 10th sound. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then you do the 6th tap and sync with the 10th or a bit before the 10th, and that way you can release the spin dash as soon as the screen stops moving. Then you hit the wall, you face left, you 3 tap, hit the wall, and basically I kind of like, for this one, when I hit the wall, I like imagine Tails following me and doing a 3 tap right after me, and then when I imagine him hitting the wall, I do the jump and then I face right, as I'm like stopping, like as I'm no longer going up, sort of. I hold right and then I bounce there. So if imagining that is hard because, you know, you're doing like weird mental imagery stuff, you can instead kind of count here, like once you hit the wall, like 1, 2, 3, or something like you hit the wall and then you go 1, 2, or something, and you can get to the bounce, okay, if you count. Or you can pay attention to the sound of the roll, so it goes like, ding, and then as it's about to disappear, the sound of the roll, you kind of jump there, okay, because I like hold down after doing the 6th tap. I don't hold right, so you can kind of use the sound of the roll too, and you can just do that and you just bounce. And then once Eggman and his flames despawn, you jump and the lightning shield, and there you go, okay? And then, you know, when both the time and rank bonus hit 0, I basically react to when the highest bonus of the two. If the rank bonus was 11,000, I would react to the rank bonus instead if it was higher than the time bonus. But the time bonus in this case, once it goes below 1,000, I start moving my hand to reach for the restart button. Okay, but you can like just restart as soon as it reaches 0. Okay, but you don't want to wait a million years to reset, you just end up wasting time. Like, I guess I should have explained the Sega screen, because I don't explain the Sega screen. I don't have footage of the Sega screen. Maybe I can edit it in, if I'm not too lazy, but I'm probably gonna be too lazy. But basically, when the Sega screen is fully visible and like when you restart, when it stops going white and it is now fully white, the background of the Sega screen, you hold start until Sonic shows up, and then you start spamming the start button, and that's basically how you do it. Okay, that's how you menu. So here, wait, why did I not have inputs? Why did I not? How many did I not have inputs for? Oh my god. Okay, that's kind of bad. So anyway, you hold right, you go left, then you break this. So basically I piano roll once I'm about to reach the poles so that I can break them as soon as possible, okay? Then hold down, roll, and then hold left and kind of like try to slow yourself down to land just to the right of these. Then 3 tap as soon as you land, do a jump, then down, 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 so down, like you can hear the Invincibility song. down, 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 down. So I do a 2-tap in sync with one of the beats of the invincibility sound, okay? And then once Sonic is above the fence, you hold left for a good while, okay? Don't hold left for too little or too long, You just hold it for a good while, and you should either land here or land here, okay? And then, as you're around here, like below this pufferfish, you start slowing yourself down. If you land here, you wanna slow yourself down a little bit more than if you landed on the spike. And then you kill this enemy, you go left, you land under the pufferfish over here, then you 3-tap, okay? And then I react once I'm to the left of this enemy, and then I move my hand to quickly do a, like, piano rolls here. And you can, like, get more than a 3-tap if you're really fast. But if not, then once you land here, you can either do the falling spin dash thing, where you just release down in midair to get the spin dash off as soon as possible, or you can piano roll and release as soon as you land to recharge the spin dash and ensure that you get like a 6-tap. But it kinda doesn't matter too much, like even if you get a 3-tap, it's still like probably only barely slower. Then once Sonic changes angles here, like a bit after, you see I slow down, then once he's facing left, I 6-tap, jump on that slope, then hold right once I hit the spring, then as soon as I grab this last ring, I release right, hold down, okay? And once I'm rolling, I hold right. And I don't have to turn left or anything, I just hold right and land here, then 6-tap, jump, roll, and then as Sonic is starting to go up here, so you can see the camera moving up, you jump, insta-shield jump over this thing, but not too high. And then once Sonic is not visible, you slow down. Like when he's here and he's not visible, you slow down, you let yourself get grabbed, roll, don't hold right. As you're rolling, just roll, then go neutral. And then once you're here, you hold right. At least that's how I do it. And then you just roll here. Okay? And here I just hold left as I'm falling here. And then I slow myself down, then 6-tap. I like charge it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I hold right. Like I piano roll 6 times really fast, then I hold right. 1 hit, then 3-tap. Once you're above the slope, so you're like around, like out of the water, you jump insta-shield, spin dash, jump insta-shield, and then you wanna wait here and keep charging your spin dash until you hear him, and then you hold right. And if it works right, then you should be able to land, quickly piano roll as soon as you land, and do a spin dash there. So you hold down and do a spin dash, and then you just release the spin dash after charging it again, and then you just kill the boss like that. Okay? And with these cycles, if you do it right, you can 6-tap here. If you get a perfect spin dash, and you can kind of tell because the floor looks kind of funny, okay, you can like slow yourself down by tapping left, and the floor looks more detailed. Like if you tap left, it looks more detailed and less blurry, I guess. Like it's hard to explain, but if you get a perfect spin dash, you can kind of tell by the way the floor is moving. So you can tap left, then hold right, then you kind of release right for a very brief moment and hold right. So it's like you hold right, release right for a very small amount of time, and then you hold right, and that way you can like land a bit earlier there. I mean like around here, like you go up, release around here for a little bit, like as little as you can, then hold right again. And then you 3-tap. Then once you're hitting this wall and you're breaking it, you hold the left as soon as possible, basically. Then you hold right, then you wait a little bit before jumping, you jump, then face left, 3-tap, then you land around here without bonking, and then you jump, you land around, like you don't wanna go too far right and land here and then go down, you wanna land like around here, and then you jump once Sonic is inclined here, like once Sonic's sprite is inclined. You can measure the jump if you wanna do it kinda risky like I do here, and then you 3-tap, then you jump once the top of Sonic is kinda close to the flat part here. Then insta-shield. Once you're decently above the spikes, you just release and insta-shield. You don't wanna do too short of a jump or you'll take a hit. Then you land to the right of the spikes, then 3-tap, 6-tap, and there you go, okay? And a bit after the cylinder starts moving up, I jump, and then I bonk the wall, 6-tap. I don't do this jump because this is for a setup that I have. So once the top of Sonic is like aligned with these rings, so once Sonic is like almost perfectly aligned with these rings here, you start holding left, and you will land nicely on this wheel, then roll. Then once you are in between this and this, you jump and hold right, okay? And then immediately jump right after with a piano roll, then jump, insta-shield, to bounce on the third shark enemy thing, then 6-tap, then I jump and hold right here, after landing, you know, like I 6-tap, I jump and then I wait until like I'm close to landing and then I hold right, then I slow myself down just to make sure I don't get stuck due to soft pixels, okay, I slow myself down and then I roll. Like I just tap left a little bit and then I roll, because if you have too much speed you can actually get stuck. And it's really annoying. Like here you can get stuck. Then once you are off the wall, so you're above this floor, wait, no, silly me. Once you are above this floor, over here, once you're above this floor, you hold right. Then stop yourself, 6-tap. And this is why I did this earlier, where I did not, this is why I did not jump here. This is why, because this is my setup for getting this half cycle here, so that I get here when the cylinder is like available to jump on and it's still going down, and that way I make it there before it like gets too low and I can't make it. Then I hit the spring, I wait, basically I wait until Sonic is high enough there, like a little bit, and start moving left. Then once Sonic is like kind of like aligned to the top of this fan, I start holding right. And then once Sonic is aligned to it like the top of this fan, I also start holding left. Then I kill these two sharks, roll, jump, slow yourself down, 6-tap if needed. Watch Joey Baby's tutorial on how to do pause-buffered spin dashes. Okay, but make sure you get as fast of a spin dash as possible and then jump when you're around here. Okay, when you're on the slope. Then, basically a bit before Sonic changes angles here. So, around here, like, at the end of this slope, like, around where the curvature starts around here, that's where you wanna jump, okay? But not when Sonic changes angle, which would be around here. So you jump around here, and bam. Then you slow yourself down, then face left, 6-tap. Then you can either roll or hold right, then jump off the slope, then wait until you're around here before starting to hold right, just to make sure you don't end up in the ceiling, because you can end up in the ceiling sometimes if you hold full right and hit the spring, and that's really annoying, like actually like the most tedious thing ever. 6-tap, jump to hit the ceiling, then roll, jump off the slope, jump, and then you land on this slope, and then you pause, and you basically wanna jump like around here, if I recall correctly. So I delay my jump, as you can see, so that I'm like around this area, like the flat part of the wall, but not too late. And bam, I get to the jump. Then I wait here, and then I spin dash, because technically you can hold full right if you play perfect and you get all the cycles I did, but that's not very good because you have the chance to get crushed, okay? So just like wait there and just go in the center and go above the cylinder, and then hold right and then land here and 6 tap. Bam. Like if you do it perfect, you can technically just hold full right here instead of going in the middle and then going above the cylinder. Then you do a falling spin dash, you release it, break this thing, and you can either hold full right, or you can like go down here, kind of slow yourself down, and then face right and then do a spin dash. But it doesn't really matter, like, and then you kind of like stand on the pixel for this. So basically the visual cue I like to use is like the dark part of this pillar. The tip of Sonic's cue is covering like Sonic's cue, the bottom of it is covering like basically the entire dark part. And then I jump, insta shield. So you wanna like jump and insta shield when the bottom of Eggman's thing hits this pillar over here. The top of this pillar, which is around here. And then jump, insta shield, 4, 5, and then you kinda wait before insta shielding him for the 6th hit, so that you can land here, and then you just keep spamming, and then bam. But you don't wanna just spam the bottom, you wanna do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then you do 2 taps like as soon as you land, kind of, to do the jump and get the insta shield off, and same with the other landing, okay? You don't wanna like just spam the bottom over and over. You don't wanna spam the button over and over, because then you might miss a hit by just doing that. Then you do a 1 tap, and you wait for a bit, and then when the time is right, you jump. You see this window here? You jump when you're like in the center of it, and then you hold right and then insta shield. Then bam. Oh yeah, and here I do have the input display. So if you miss this cycle and you have to like do it going up, you jump, kind of the same as before, kind of the same stuff. But here, actually I guess like I show a few backups. So like if you get this angle, okay, you wait a little bit and then you 6 tap. Then you can like hold full right. You can hold full right and you get to the cycle. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to show, like if you get this, okay, you can kind of like go in the middle as usual. If you were fast enough, if nothing went wrong, okay, you can just go in the middle as usual by just rolling there, okay? So yeah, that's kind of Hydrocity 2. Marble Garden 1 with the YOLO jump. You roll here, you just hold down. Then as you're in midair, after hitting this wall, you tap left, then you 3 tap and jump once you get to this lightning shield. Or you can 1 tap if you feel more comfortable 1 tapping. But anyway, after you touch this lightning shield, you jump. And then I like to roll here, so that I can then just continue to hold down here. Then jump. Not immediately after getting these rings, but a bit after the 3rd one, you jump. Then after getting all of these rings here, you wanna quickly jump and piano roll to get a lightning shield off like that and you get a lot of speed, and then you jump when you're on the flat part here. I like to bonk here, then 3-tap and jump and lightning shield to make it up. But you can also jump here, then not bonk, so you would slow yourself down, and then you hold right, you land here on this blue thing, and then you full jump and lightning shield over. So that's 2 ways to do it. But anyway, you kind of like slow yourself down. And basically what I try to do is like have 0 speed. So you see this part of the ground that's kind of like going down then up. Or I guess when you're like above the left edge of this orange block thing. So you want to stand here with 0 speed. Okay. Then hold full right. And then you're gonna get stopped here. And then you can just charge your 6-tap. Then you just do a pause buffered spin dash. Okay, and here I'm kind of assuming that I got enough speed, because the way I do it, if you jump right, you don't even need a perfect spin dash, but you can get a perfect spin dash if you want to play it safe, okay? Jump, lightning shield, then I 3-tap and I slow myself down a little bit. And the cue I use for this jump is you can see like Sonic's hand and face kind of cover the whitish part of this line here. You can see this line that I'm covering with the yellow line. Like you can see this grayish line thing. So below Sonic's hand, you can barely see the bottom of the line. So that's when I know I'm in the right position. I 1-tap, jump, and lightning shield. Then jump, 3-tap, jump and lightning shield to get the control lock off. Then jump, and you can either like land here and then roll, and then you either bonk here and bounce here. Like you kind of like land here, roll, hold right, and you can either bonk and bounce here, or you don't bonk and you keep going right, or you can do what I did there and then just drop down to the left of the thing to not land. And then you just lightning shield here. Once Sonic starts going down on this loop, you jump, hold right, then release directions until you're to the kind of like in the right edge of this puffer fish, or a little bit to the right of the puffer fish roughly, and then you hold left. This is to make sure you land neither here or here, because you can get trolled if you get unlucky. Okay, it's not very fun at all. And then you jump at the end of the slope, lightning shield, and then you land on the right side of this spinner thing, and then you hold left until you almost hit this wall, then hold right. Then once the bottom of the spinner is like above this part of the floor, like a bit above, you slow yourself down, you hit this lightning shield, jump, lightning shield, and you just run without bunking here, and then you do like a decent sized jump. And you can either jump and lightning shield here when you land here, or you can hit the spring, it doesn't matter. But either way, you wait for this thing to be low enough, and then you can like go above it without bunking. Okay, so you kind of like, I guess you stand like to the left of these 3 rings, and then you like jump above the thing, and then you lightning shield once you make sure that you're like about to land, and I guess like not too far to the left so that you don't hit this thing, okay? And then you can like slow yourself down a little bit and roll, and then after breaking this wall a little bit, you jump and lightning shield, and then you kind of like try to maneuver to land on this thing, like the left side of the spinner, and then you kind of like land there, okay? And you just go up. But if this thing is like very high up, then instead what you can do is you can full jump, lightning shield, go above the thing, but not too early, okay? You wait a little bit, then jump, lightning shield, hit the wall. Then you would kind of like be here, you would land here, then 3-tap, lightning shield over the spike board thing, but don't bonk, because there's like a wall over here, like at the top. So you kind of like 3-tap, jump, wait a little bit, lightning killed. Okay. Like this wall here that you can see. And then you would land on this wall. And then you would 3-tap, jump, lightning killed, and then kind of the same thing. You just like try to maneuver to here. And then same thing here. You kind of like, once you see the spinner kind of like moving right, and then same thing, like once it's like the bottom above this, like the non-grassy part. Once the bottom is above the non-grassy part, the bottom of the spinner is above the non-grassy part of the floor, you slow yourself down. Then you break these two walls, and when you're to the right of where you just broke the walls, okay, so the right edge, the very right edge of this platform, you jump, then hit the wall, and hold left. And then you land here, slow yourself down, 6-tap. Here I just like to go neutral. And then once Sonic starts going up, so he gets inclined, you can jump and then make it up, okay? And then I like to release the spin dash once the bottom of this platform is above the bottom of the center, like this cube thing. And there you go. If you get like a good enough spin dash, you won't hit this enemy, but you can wait a little bit more for the floating platform. And you hold right, jump, jump, lightning killed, 6-tap. Then basically once you're below the left edge of the boss, then jump, lightning killed, jump, lightning killed, jump, lightning killed. And then for the 4th hit, you go a bit higher before lightning killing, and same with the 5th hit. Then a bit after the particles and stuff and the debris start falling, you jump into lightning killed. Like a bit after the debris start falling, like you jump into lightning killed on this position, so you see like the left edge of this line, and there you go, you kill the boss. So here I kinda show the non-YOLO route, so you can either throw yourself down and 6-tap here, or you can walk, and when you're like on the flat part here, like just here, you jump, lightning killed, jump, jump, then you throw yourself down here, 6-tap, jump on the flat part here, like above the slope, lightning killed, 3-tap, jump, lightning killed, jump, get on the spinner. Slow yourself down at the right time, like when the bottom of the spinner is above the non-grassy part. Then once you're like around here on the flat part, so you're like close to the edge, you kinda jump into lightning killed. You roll here, then you hold left, and you slow yourself down a little bit, and then you hold left here. You can roll or just hold left, doesn't matter, but you bonk here, and once Sonic is in standing animation again, you jump, lightning killed, jump, jump, hit the thing, lightning killed, then jump, and this is what I was saying with the rolling just holding right, okay? And here, the cycles are surprisingly good. So yeah, this is only like 14 seconds slower. 14 seconds slower, you still get 119. So here you 6-tap, jump, 6-tap, then you jump and lightning killed. Since I got a trash spin dash, ideally you wanna be closer to the blue thing here, like around here, before jumping into lightning killing, and you wanna hold left. You wanna lightning shield kinda late when Sonic stops going up, so that you can get as much height as possible, and then you hold left and you either bonk the ceiling, or you kinda come close but you hold left and hopefully you don't get stopped in this slope, and then you jump, lightning shield. Since I bonked the wall, I one tap and jump and slow myself down. And then at 8 seconds, make sure you're to the left of these rings when you do the one tap. At 8 seconds, you one tap and hold right. Or well, you can just not hold anything, I guess. Doesn't matter. You just hit Eggman when he comes up. You can stand on the very right edge without getting hit, and then you can move left and hit him. Kinda doesn't matter, but just like make sure to not take an eternity to hit him. And then when these rocks here, so you see these 3 rocks, not the topmost one, this one doesn't count. When these 3 rocks despawn, I kinda like jump into lightning shield, okay? And then I 6-tap, jump, lightning shield, then jump, lightning shield, 6-tap, do a short hop, and then I make sure to land here and get some rightward momentum. And as you touch the left edge, so as you touch the left edge of this pillar over here, so you can see Sonic's foot touching it, you jump, and immediately after jumping you hold left, okay? So you can see I jump, then I immediately switch from right to left, lightning shield, bam. Or instead you can land on this platform if you find it more comfortable, and then hold left and jump and lightning shield and all that. But if you do it like this, like I did, you can 3-tap, jump to kill this enemy, and that kind of positions you nicely to slow down, and then just 6-tap here. And then when you touch the left edge of this little funny part of the floor, then you jump and lightning shield. You make sure to delay the lightning shield when Sonic is no longer going up, so that you actually make it up and don't fall off. Then you jump here, and it depends, okay? If you don't move to the right when you jump, you wanna hold right like a bit earlier, but if you move right, it's as soon as Sonic stops moving up that you hold right. But if you get like a weird angle where you kind of like would be a bit more to the left like this, despite not holding anything, like I don't know if it's soft pixels, but it's something weird. Okay, you would hold left a little bit earlier, or right, I mean, you would hold right a little bit earlier than I did, but you just hold right when Sonic stops moving up, bounce by holding the jump button, lightning shield, then you stop yourself and 6-tap to the right of these spikes. Then when you are about to collect this last ring, when you're about to touch it, that's where you react for the jump. So I guess I jump after I collect it, but I react a bit before I collect it. Like that's when I move my hand to jump. And if you get it right, you're gonna get the speed, and then you roll a bit after, like around the rings here, you can kind of roll. Just make sure to not roll too late, or you can get hit by the grasshoppers, and that's pretty bad. Then hit the wall, and basically you wanna like basically be in standing form before you jump in the lightning shield, because you know, control lock. You get up here, 6-tap, and then you jump a bit after the 6-tap. You can also 6-tap here. You can like land here and 6-tap like Kainks does. But anyway, once you are on the left edge of the slope, so a little bit before the flat part, like not too late but not too early either, that's where you jump, okay? And as a backup, you can stand on the very right edge here, face left. You can like stand there, do a 3-tap facing left, and then jump and lightning shield on this spot that I have circled here, and you can make it up without this wheel. Okay? And you know, you just like make it up here, and then you make sure to not move too much to the left. You wanna make sure that you're not teetering here, but that you're not here either, because there's a puffer fish, and if you move the camera too far to the left, you're gonna have to jump over the puffer fish before 6-tapping. So that's pretty awkward. And then here, so basically I jump. So you see there's like this inclination. So you see the slope is here, then it gets this inclination here. After the inclination, so when you're on this part of the slope, you jump in the lightning shield, you hold left. I like to roll when I'm kind of like vaguely aligned with this blue thing. This blue thing, when I'm vaguely aligned with it, I like to roll and then jump and lightning shield, kinda. Okay? So I do like a quick jump and lightning shield, and then I hold right. Okay? And then once Sonic kind of loses speed, you jump and lightning shield and you get up here. Then jump, hit the spring. When Sonic is going down, you jump when Sonic, like a bit after he's going down. So when you're on this part where Sonic is facing completely downwards, you jump lightning shield. You stand here, then 6-tap. And once you're under this thing, you can either do that, or you can kinda do like a 1 or 3 tap, and then you roll. Either of the two, but you can like do a 6-tap, then jump here when you're under this thing, like closer to the right edge of this platform, and then you kinda like bunk the ceiling and you get a lot of speed. Then you jump when you're on the kind of flat part of this platform, like after the slope, jump lightning shield. Okay, like I do it running because if you're rolling, it kind of like makes you jump a bit lower. But either way works, I guess. You know. Then once, so I kind of react like here, like once I see this thing on screen. But technically you jump after you see this thing on the screen. But I kind of react to it like when I see it on screen, and then when my brain processes that this thing is on screen, this little sign thing, that's when I react and I move my hand to jump. And I hit and you hold left there, and then you roll when you land, and you kinda like hit that quite nicely, okay? Then jump, lightning shield, 3-tap jump, 3-tap jump, lightning shield, and then you, as soon as you land, you piano roll, jump into lightning shield, then you hit it, and then you do the same for this hit. And then you 3-tap, 1-tap there once you bonk against the blue thing, then you kinda do a short hop. Okay, and you don't wanna hit these walls. Like if you jump too high, you can kinda hit these walls, okay? Or if you lightning shield too early. Okay, and then you kinda like, you can stand on the left edge here and then hit Eggman once he shows up, or you can kinda just hit him normally, doesn't matter. And then here, once this rock here is about to despawn, that's when I do a 4-tap, and then a bit after I jump into lightning shield on the ceiling, and then I roll. So I stand on the, like, on the very right edge when I do that 4-tap. And then, you know, I hit the ceiling roll, then I spin dash onto this wall, and then I hold down, and I get a lot of speed from that. But technically this isn't the fastest way to do this, but still, you just start doing a falling spin dash. Then once you're to the left of that crusher thing, and you're around here, you jump lightning shield onto the red spring, then you roll and jump, then jump, and you can either hit that thing, or you can kinda like piano roll, doesn't matter. Like you can jump and lightning shield, kinda like, if you get what I mean, but it doesn't matter. Then you kinda like, you jump, lightning shield, okay, jump, lightning shield, and don't hit that wall. And then around here, once you're landed here, you kinda like hold left and jump, and then lightning shield and hold right, and bam, there you go. And then here you kinda like try to stand in the right edge, and just before the thing crushes you, you jump, lightning shield, jump over with leftward momentum, and then 6-tap, jump, lightning shield. You can jump from here, okay, you can jump from here, holding right and lightning shield, then jump, I kinda didn't lightning shield early there because I thought I would land. I thought I would land here, but I clearly didn't, so I technically lost like more than half a second because of that. But you know, you just land on the platform, then get up there. And you know, you just bounce on Eggman, so you know, you just jump, lightning shield. When Sonic stops going up, you start holding right. So you just like get to the left of Eggman, jump, lightning shield. When Sonic stops going up, you go right and you bounce on Eggman at least 7 times. Then you move to the very left edge of the screen, because you can actually get a crusher death if you are standing in the wrong part of the screen, and then you get unlucky. You just die for 0 reason. Then here, I wait for Tails to start going down before I hold up. So I kinda react when Tails starts going down, and then a bit after Eggman goes off screen, I jump in the lightning shield there, and bam. Now comes the shieldless backup. So here, I kinda pretend to lose the shield. Okay, I kinda pretend to lose the shield. So the way you would do it, you go here, you kinda wait there. You go up, and then you kinda like, you just make your way like this. You get on top of this, one tap, jump. So you one tap and hold right, and then you jump there. And then you can make it onto the platform, and you can actually like jump there if the platform is high enough. You can kinda like do that, even if the platform is going down. You wanna stand to the left of Eggman, then jump, insta-shield, jump, insta-shield. Here I moved a little bit to the right, a little too far to the right, so then I got hit earlier than I wanted. Like, the idea was to get 7 hits, then when Eggman is on the floor, okay, take a hit, but it kinda causes some lag, but I think losing the rings still saves more time, since you're gonna have to hit the capsule normally without the lightning shield, so you might as well lose the rings to have less of a rank bonus. But I guess technically this caused less lag, getting hit early, so then I had to like jump as soon as I landed to get some speed, and then once I was to the left of Eggman, I do like, I do a short hop and then insta-shield, and then piano roll as soon as I land, and then insta-shield like that, and then I get my 7 hits while also losing my rings, so that I can basically save 2 seconds to compensate. Oh yeah, and also don't go up instantly. You kinda wait here a little bit, and then you can go up and hit the capsule like that. Or you can, if you don't hit the capsule early, you can wait here and hit it around here instead, if you hit it the normal way. But if you wait, you can kinda hit the capsule early. Okay, if you wait before hitting the ceiling. So yeah, Carnival Night 1, you know, you just start by piano rolling off Tails. Then once you're below this black balloon, you jump. Then you 6-tap as soon as you hit this thing. You kinda like charge the 6-tap, not too fast, not too slow. And then you just hold right, okay? And you can roll here to gain some speed, I guess, doesn't matter. Then you can 3-tap here. Jump and fire dash when you're on the right edge of the platform, land here. Then you can like throw yourself down if you want there to not hit the red spring. Jump, fire dash, jump decently high in fire dash, but not too high. And you make it in between the bumpers. And then here for this jump, you basically wanna hold right. And then you wanna make sure to not hit the ceiling, and also to not jump too early or too low. You wanna jump, I guess, when you're around here. Ideally like a bit later than I did, honestly. And now you just wanna go neutral until you're above these 3 rings here, and you just tap left. You literally just tap left, and bam, you're on the wheel. And now once you see that Sonic is starting to go down, so he's like going up here, he's not going up or down, then he like goes down a little bit, then you jump Wait, why did I... Okay, I think I wanted to show the backup, but anyway, if you fall, you can like stand where that ring was, then like kinda like jump and release left after jumping, and then you can get on the wheel. Okay, so that's what I was saying, like when Sonic starts going down now, you jump and then you hold right. You can do a 3-tap here if you're standing like very far right. You can 3-tap here very comfortably. Okay, like I was kind of just showing backups here. You can like 6-tap, doesn't matter. Okay, so you can like jump and fire dash here, or you can hold full right. You can jump and fire dash also. Like if the thing is here, you wanna go to the left of it. Like you wanna wait a bit before jumping. When you go left, then you jump and fire dash here. But if the thing is like already moving left, or if it's not here, you wanna wait for it, then jump and do the fire dash there. Oh yeah, and you can like fire dash and hold right. And then when you're on the right side, when you're on the right half of these things, you can like jump and you don't bonk, and then you keep holding right, and then you jump and hold left after jumping, and you just get in nicely if you just do it like that. So here I kinda like showcase how you would do it if you do it YOLO. Okay, so I 6-tap, roll, then a bit after landing here I jump, not too high, but I try to land here kinda quickly, 3-tap, and here I don't jump. Okay, I hold right, then I roll after hitting this thing, then I go neutral, and then once Sonic is on the very right edge of this thing, I jump off and then do a fire dash, and then you can just hold right, and you can roll just in case to make it under the bumpers. You hold right when you're on the fence, you know? And you know, same thing as before. So here I roll instead, and then I jump once I grab the first ring, and then I hold right. Oh yeah, by the way, if you don't have the shield, you can just literally hold right here. You can just hold right the whole way through and you'll be safe. You can just hold right and do the same thing as when you're fire dashing and holding right. So here, after I get all that speed, I kinda like release right to lose a little bit of speed, and that way I don't bonk. If you bonk here, you can just fire dash to get some speed, and then you get on the slope with fire dash speed, and then you jump when you're around the second flag, okay? You jump around the second flag, and then you jump and hold left, you know? Or you can also like 1-tap here, and then, you know, you jump and hold left when you're on the slope, but it's tricky because of control lock, but whatever, you know. So now here you start charging a spin dash until the barrel is open, then you jump when you're like around here, then fire dash roll, then hold right. And then a thing I like to do as this thing like as I see the door closing down, I react and then I jump. I don't know if that saves any time, but you can also just hold right. So here you wanna stand, so you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green blocks. You wanna stand on this. Wait, let me choose another color, okay? Yeah, blue. So you see this green block here, you stand here, hold up. So there's a few ways to do the boss fight, and I think I messed it up in this. I think I messed it up, and yeah, I messed it up. But basically, when this thing hits the ground, you do a full jump. You wait for this spinner to kind of be aligned with the green part of the boss at the top. Then you fire dash. Then this thing hits the boss. As soon as it's available for hitting again, you hit it. Oops. That wasn't supposed to happen. That wasn't supposed to happen. Yeah, so basically, so there I actually fire dash at the right time. Okay. Hit the boss, hit it, and then, so a bit after or before or as you're getting the third hit, you want to make sure that the spinner does not hit the top of the screen so early. So you want to do a full jump, then fire dash. And that way, the spinner is not in a bad position and doesn't like break the blocks at the bottom and doesn't like cause a disaster and you don't lose time for like zero reason. Okay? So I kinda like showcase it again. And bam, okay? So the other way to do it, you can just hit the boss like as soon as possible on each hit. Kind of like you do the first hit as soon as it starts moving. Then the other ones like as soon as the boss's thing fully closes and he starts moving again, you know, like, and you do that, okay? And then you hold down, and once the signpost spawns, as soon as the signpost spawns, you release down. Anyway, I guess like, oh yeah, Carnival Nights 2. You do a six step here, jump, hit the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4 sounds from the teleporters here. Wait, what hour is it? I just hope I don't take until 10 PM doing this tutorial. Anyway, you jump. Once you're above the candy cane, you fire dash. Then you hit the ceiling. I think this helps because that way you don't get that much momentum going up, so you land earlier here. Jump, fire dash, roll. Then here, you wanna like make sure that you land on the left edge of this ring. And then what I do is basically like around the time that this bumper here starts going right, so it moves left and then suddenly it starts moving right. So as soon as I see it like very slightly move right or almost about to move right, I like get ready. I get on this like on the left, like kind of like in the center a bit leaning towards the left of this fan, and I get ready to get above this bumper. Okay, and then I bounce twice. Well, I had to bounce 3 times because the bumper is the bumper. But anyway, if you don't like if nothing bad happens, you know, like here I kinda just landed here, killed the bat, then waited, fire dashed there, so I didn't troll. If you troll just a little bit but you don't like, you only lose like a third of a second or something, you can like do an extra fire dash. Oh yeah, I did an extra fire dash there anyway. You can like fire dash there. And then jump as soon as you land and then fire dash again. Oh yeah, and also another note, you wanna do a short hop here? Or you wanna let yourself get carried by this thing so that you don't have too much height, okay? I think, yeah, the jump was so tiny that no board didn't even register it. I guess 30 FPS stuff, or whatever. But anyway, jump, fire dash, jump, and then you fire dash once you're like high up there in the ceiling. And then you slow yourself down once you're like at this last fan, kind of, or in mid-air, and then you jump and fire dash once you're high enough and hold right. And if you bonk on the, like, if you bonk on these spikes here, if you bonk on these spikes, just 3-tap to where Knuckles is. So here I kind of like, I spin dash, jump, fire dash after the cutscene is over, and once I'm on the right edge of this thing here, so the thing I like to do, okay, is I kind of like turn this into a 3 or 4 tap jump, fire dash, and then as the camera is moving, kind of, like, I fire dash in such a way, like, basically I like jump and I fire dash like around the left edge of this platform, and this lets me land nicely on the right edge, and then I can immediately jump. And then once once Sonic stops going up, you fire dash, roll. Then as soon as you touch this monitor, you jump and hold right. If you do it before hitting the wall, you get some extra speed, okay, when doing this. And then once you're here, okay, so you're on this part where Sonic is just facing left and it's kind of flat. You jump and hold left. Then jump and bubble bounce here. And you kind of just spam to get down here, like you spam the bubble bounce to get down here. Then 6 tap, jump, bubble bounce there. But you don't hold the bubble bounces, obviously, to not gain extra height. So you 6 tap, and then a bit after killing this last enemy, you do a short hop, and then once you are to the left of the left edge of this platform over here, okay, once you're to the left of the left edge of this, you start spamming the bubble bounce, and then you hold right, okay, and you land here. You do a 3 tap, okay, and then now you can do a short hop. You can either jump and pause at the same time, or you can do a very short hop, doesn't matter. But once you're to the right of the right edge of this thing, you can just bubble bounce and hold right. And basically you hold right, you keep holding the jump button so that you can bubble bounce there, and then you make sure to not go left too early. You kind of let the spike spawn, and you gain a bunch of leftward momentum here. You jump, bubble bounce, and then you slow yourself down here a little bit before holding right so that you don't bonk here. Then you hold down, bubble bounce as soon as possible, and then you wait a little bit for the barrel to go down. Like you basically press jump twice, like as soon as you land on the barrel, then a bit after the barrel goes down, and you hold down and right the whole way through. You jump, and bam, you just do a short hop like that, and you just make it to this barrel jump. Then you kind of jump when you're like under the spike here, like the left edge of the spike, and you aim for the right edge, okay, and then bam, and then be careful here not to bonk, so you just do like a slow spin dash, and then jump, you do a short jump and insta shield here. I almost got trolled by the bumpers there. Another thing you can do also is after you take the damage boost, you can hit this bumper here and use it to gain the speed, right? You can do either of these two things, but I like to make it quickly here, then 6 tap. I take a hit there, or if the water is already down, I just roll and kill the enemy and jump after killing the enemy. Okay, either of the two. Or if the water is already like down by here, I 1 tap, jump here, and then hold right, and then I jump after landing again, and then I roll. Like I basically would 1 tap, so it would be like 1 tap, jump, then land here, then wait a little bit, and then jump here, and then you can sometimes either get stuck on this barrel, so you jump off it, or you skip the barrel, and then you would just like, you know, roll and kill the enemy and jump, so same thing. Doesn't matter how you do it. Okay, so you get here, you hold right, and then a bit before you get on these fence, you start holding left. And then you roll as soon as you land, and then you hold left, and you land here. Okay? And once Sonic is like in between, like you can see him aligned like in between these two monitors, you jump and then you insta-shield, okay? So you wanna jump, then insta-shield, then you hold right like a bit before you insta-shield. Then you get up here, 6-tap, jump on the ceiling here, so you kinda jump like one Sonic is not visible here. And basically you can jump a bit before the right edge of this triangle, and if you get it right, you're gonna get this funny jump. You wait a bit after landing, you hold left and you jump. I kinda got trolled there by that balloon, but that's fine, because we kinda like do what I did there to not get trolled by spikes or anything. You hold left there, then you wanna wait there. Basically, so on this first one you kinda just jump wherever, but on this one, or no, actually it's in reverse. You wanna jump kinda like, you wanna make sure to jump kinda late here, and then here you can jump wherever, kinda like doesn't matter. And then you kinda like throw yourself down once you land. 6-tap or 3-tap, doesn't matter, but like, I guess 3-tap's better, you know? Like, you jump once you're on the left edge of this thing, you land here, 3-tap roll, and then you basically jump once you're on the flat part, like above the slope. So ideally like as close to here, like just below here kinda, and then lightning shield. I mean insta shield, not lightning shield. And then you ideally bonk here, then 1-tap or 3-tap, and then you jump here, and then you kind of land there. You 6-tap, roll. Sometimes you can hit the balloon. If you hit this balloon, you just like 3-tap and roll. It doesn't matter. Then down, up, down, up, down, up, and as you see the barrel starting to go up, you do like a decent sized jump, like not a small jump but not a big jump either. You land here and then you quickly 3-tap. You want to 3-tap, doesn't matter. Hit the wall, wait a little bit, and then you hold left. Then a bit before you start touching these rings, you hold right, and you basically wanna land, here, like there. And you wanna get all that speed, okay? You don't wanna land like here, because you won't get the speed from the slope if you don't land as far to the left on the slope as possible. And then once you're under the yellow balloon, you do a full jump. And then you slow yourself down and you roll. Bam. And then you kinda just do that. And you can either hold right and jump over the barrel, or you can like kinda 3-tap here and jump and insta shield, but kinda the same result in the end. And then you roll here, like you land a bit to the left of that, and then you roll. Or you can hit it and then spin dash, doesn't matter, but you wanna make sure that you jump here on the slope, or that you jump here when you're on this flat part of the floor, so that you can be in running form and you hold right, because rolling is obviously slower. So yeah. I mean, I probably should drink water. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, I'm back. So here you wanna wait until the music basically stops. So when you can like, so when you know the music is like ending, like just around when it ends, you do a full jump and insta shield, and that should get you the first hit optimally. and you should be able to land like right after hitting Eggman, and then you just keep piano rolling and hitting Eggman each time. Like, I don't know why, but I think depending on the first hit, Eggman gets buggy. Anyway, after the level ends, you wait a little bit while holding right. Like, you don't immediately jump as soon as the screen starts moving right. You wait a little bit, then full jump, and bam. At least that's the way I do it. But what I'm saying, like, Eggman sometimes gets buggy. He's weird, okay? He gets buggy, and depending on the first hit, the rest of the boss fight can be, like, significantly slower. And it's very annoying. Anyway, Ice Cap 1. In the beginning, oh wait, Carnival Night 2 alt strats first. There's some alt strats that I wanted to showcase, right? I forgot. Oh wait, right. If you don't jump here, you can actually like land on the candy cane. And if Sonic is being covered by the candy cane, you can like piano roll. Right? Like when you can like see a part of Sonic being covered by the candy cane, you can piano roll, and if you hit the frame perfect jump, you get a lot of speed. And you get into the teleporter faster than jumping over the candy cane, okay? You can see Super Boom Fan doing the strat, but I don't think it's worth it. Unless you really want that, like, less than a second of time save, by the way. Anyway, you know, same thing here as usual. I get trolled by the bumpers a little bit, but anyway, ideally I bounce on this enemy, I wait until I'm like a bit below the top of the barrel here and below this wall here, this wall thing, so that I don't hit it, and then I fire dash. This is how it should have gone, then the short jump, and I don't need to do the fire dash before jumping here. I just do the jump, and you can either hit this enemy in a weird way that like gives you a bunch of speed, or you just like hit the ceiling and fire dash. It doesn't matter. So same thing, I start holding left around the last fan, then jump, fire dash, bam. So you know, I just, this is kind of the same, like whatever. So here I kind of like pretend I missed the jump. Okay, so you hit this thing, okay, and you hit the wall. Okay, you hit the wall. Ideally, you wanna like kind of hit this wall or land around where you would if you hit the wall, which is like basically you would land like around this Dorito thing. So you land there, and you know, you just like hold right after you hit all the Doritos, and then you bubble bounce to stop yourself. Like once you land, you kind of bubble bounce quickly, and you go up, and then kind of the same thing here. Okay, well, I should have showcased the backup, okay? So if you get trolled by this, you can kind of like go left and then go here, down here. Oh yeah, and also if you move just under the closest balloon that is to the left, but without hitting it, which is something you can do by moving left very slowly, when you're close to the balloon, and then you move right, you can like despawn and respawn this barrel to get on it if you do not have the bubble shield. It's kind of hard to explain, but in one of my old reference runs, in one of my old glitched reference runs, you can kind of see it, but most people don't use that backup. Like, if you don't have the bubble shield, the run is probably dead, or you're kind of just gonna wait for the barrel anyway, and you don't despawn it. I don't know if you're like average person. Same thing here. Okay, so if the water goes down, you one tap, you jump here, and as I was saying, like you jump there, and this is what I was saying, like you just do that. You just do that, like it's not that hard to not get trolled. Like, you can get trolled still, but if you know what you're doing, and you don't YOLO it too hard, it's much harder to get trolled, as long as the bumpers don't do anything funny. Right, and then here, Here, if you don't do the jump, you can like hold right until you're like about to hit this button, then you hold left. And then you can either stand here a bit further to the right, and then you can like one tap jump and hit the, like you can jump on the left edge. The point is to jump on the left edge and you kind of like do that, okay? But you can also do it with a one tap too. Like I don't remember if you had to like jump as soon as possible or... Yeah, you had to jump like a bit later after the one tap, yeah. But anyway, you just hold left. Same thing here, like you jump right there and then you jump like wherever there. And then you kind of like go up. And here, basically, I just pretend I don't get the candy cane here. Like, pretend I don't get the candy cane. And then, me trying to showcase the backup goes kind of wrong. But like, imagine you end up here, okay? Imagine you end up here. So basically, if you end up here, and you get on this candy cane, like if you try to jump, you miss it, and then you end up on this candy cane again. Basically what you can do is you can like face left and then 6 tap, and bam, you just get off the cane. You don't have to suffer, and then you land on the spring 6 tap. If you hit the bumper, by the way, if you hit the bumper here, you wanna move back to the right, land here, then 3 tap when the bumpers are in a better position. If you hit the bumper, okay? So imagine I hit the bumper, I'm gonna rewind pretending that I'm going right. I land here, I wait for the bumper to be in a good position, I 3 tap. And anyway, you can also go in between the bumpers kinda, and then you just like one tap and jump there, sort of, but probably not worth it unless you want the time save, and then kinda the same thing as usual. Here on Ice Cap 1, you literally do nothing until you get down here. Then you do a short jump, then you can either walk all the way to this, or you can do a spin dash. Walking up to this and hitting it is technically safer than spin dashing, because sometimes you can like break this wall and then you can like kinda like get confused and accidentally jump and die. So, you know, pick your poison. Rafflemere and his Sonic 3 Air glitched PB, he actually died that way and it was kinda sad. He killed the 32 because of that. But anyway, you do a 6 tap. You slow yourself down a little bit in midair if it was a perfect spin dash. Okay? If you don't go up, if you accidentally went too fast and you don't go up, you kinda like do a 6 tap to go up. And then you jump. And then you break the wall kinda. But anyway, you kinda go up. And as this thing, as the left edge of this thing is about to hit the wall, you do a very short hop. Very short hop. Then you kinda like... Well, I didn't get the ideal jump, so I had to back it up with a 3 tap. Okay, and roll. But you can also like jump and land here. And then do the 1 or 3 tap here. But anyway, you roll, you hit the wall, and then you hold the left jump. A bit after hitting the wall. You don't wanna jump immediately after hitting the wall, because you need some leftward momentum before getting here. And then you just turn right, jump. Okay, so I guess here showcasing what? Okay. I didn't remember doing that. This is the ideal jump, so you barely go up and then you can kinda like charge a 6 tap and release it as soon as possible, and then you can do a jump. This requires like a very weird technique. Like you can kinda like basically like as soon as you feel your fingers doing the second piano roll, you release, and then right after you jump, kinda like that's kinda how I do it. but it's kinda hard to calculate, so fair if you can't do this jump. You don't need this jump, really. Oh, and you can also just do that. You can get to this checkpoint if you wanna be safe also. And if you wanna, like, get all the way up without trolling. Okay, and then you just do it like this. You break this, 1 tap, roll. Then you 6 tap when you get down here, roll. And then you jump here. Then you start charging a 6 tap. And as soon as you break this wall, you release the 6 tap. And you kinda like wanna jump and slow down a little bit. Or at least this is the way I do it. And then you roll here, break this thing. And then you land on it. Then you wanna like land to the right of this thing. Then insta-shield it. 6 tap, roll. Then jump and hit the spring in the middle. You wanna hit the spring in the middle. And you wanna like start having leftward momentum just before you hit the spring in the middle, basically. And you either go up like this, and then you jump into lightning shield around where I loaded state, like you just jump into lightning shield up. Or if it goes right, okay, so you can see like I start having leftwards momentum as I hit the spring, kinda. You might have to slow yourself down depending on like on how you hit the spring. Like if you sometimes you can like fall down if you don't slow down a little bit. But here I didn't need to, so you can do this, which is faster, which is just to jump and lightning shield. Then 6 tap, jump, lightning shield. Short tap and lightning shield. 6 tap on this breaking platform. Then you just kill the enemies. You know, you just roll right after the 6 tap so you can kill the enemies, then you hold right. Then, you know, you wait for these things. 1 tap, and then once this thing is open, you just release the 1 tap and hold right, hit this. Then 3 to 6 tap and jump a little bit after. You know, you don't wanna jump immediately after, but you just like 3 tap and you jump once you're like under this green, these green thingies here. Break this thing after hitting the wall, and hit the switch, jump, and then I react when the bottom of Sonic is like below the bottom of this thing. I kinda react there, and then I lightning shield and I hit the ceiling, and then I hit this, 3 tap, roll, jump, lightning shield. I hit the wall, then I face right just before hitting the wall, 3 tap, and you hold right, and you just do that, yeah. 6 tap as soon as you land, break that, 1 tap, roll, and once you are under this purple thing, you jump, okay? And you hold left. 6 tap, jump, lightning shield, jump, lightning shield, 6 tap, jump, lightning shield, 6 tap, jump. And there's a few ways to do it, okay? So you can like do that. Okay, depending on how you get to the jump, okay? So you wanna 6 tap and jump like around here, like around the start of the flat part. Like this is the visual cue I use, like the start of the flat part of this thing, sort of like. And then you can lightning shield just to be safe. This checkpoint thing. So there I kinda wait. Where did I jump? Okay, so there, as Sonic is starting to go up, I jump and I get a perfect speed there. I don't think I got like perfect speed, but still, like it's basically perfect spin dash. As Sonic starts to go up, you do the jump. Okay, like you can barely see him moving up, kinda. Okay, and now the funny checkpoint jump, as soon as you touch it, you react and jump. But this is if you get to the perfect spin dash, okay? Otherwise, like, don't bother if you don't get the perfect spin dash. That was a perfect spin dash. That was also a perfect spin dash, but I kept, like, messing it up. I don't usually go for that. kind of a hard jump, not gonna lie. There we go, okay. So, yeah, when you touch the checkpoint. Anyway, the other way, okay, other than the checkpoint, okay, like, you can basically just, like, regardless of the speed you get, you can, like, kinda land here, like, a bit late into the slope, like, around here, then jump into lightning shield, which is what I would do. Or you can, like, not lightning shield if you don't need to, it depends on, like, it kinda depends. Anyway, wait, when do I, like, stop showcasing the funny? Oh yeah, you can also, like, use that spring there if you, like, get stuck, right? Like, if you get stuck here, and you lose all your speed, and then you go here, you can, like, hit the spring, and then you jump here. Make sure to not get the rings that are up here, or you'll just lose time. Maybe I should choose a different color. Make sure to not get the rings up here. You do wanna, like, not go too high up, because that's just gonna make you lose time to the ring bonus. Not really anything that matters, but still. So, you wanna stand here, at this high point here, and as soon as you see the boss on screen, you jump, lightning shield on the right edge of the screen, and then once Sonic stops going up, you hold left. Bam, that's Ice Cap 1. Okay, that's Ice Cap 1. Oh yeah, and I guess, like, here I kinda, like, showed the backup, I think it was. Yeah, so, assuming you don't get the 6 hits in time, let's say you get 5, you move a bit to the left, you wait for the boss, and then you just hit it like that. I don't know if someone gets helped by that. Bam, that's Ice Cap 1. Very nice. Ice Cap 2, I can't believe how long it's been already. So here I kinda, like, wanted to showcase what you do if you lose your shield. You can, like, basically, like, 6-tap, and I like to do this funny bounce by insta-shielding just before hitting the ice. I like to do that as a backup. But normally you just jump, lightning shield, 6-tap, jump, jump, and then here. So you can see, okay, once you can see these 3 circles are not touching each other. As soon as they are touching each other, you react and you move your hand to jump. But I missed the jump, but whatever. Like, I did it too late, and then here, you know, you just, like, do the 6-tap, you do what I did. Once Sonic is, like, in the center here, a bit to the left, you jump and hold left, then you roll, and then you hold right. Here I had to showcase the backup because soft pixels are soft pixels. So you just hit the spring, hold right, jump, and the lightning shield. So you wanna jump, like, I guess you could jump once you see Sonic going up there, kinda. And get a lot of speed, probably, like, depending on where you jump. I don't know, like, where to jump exactly because I'm too lazy to figure it out, but you can get a lot of speed. But you just jump into lightning shield. Then jump, lightning shield, 6-tap. Here, I like to, like, jump and hold right. And then I, like, roll, okay? I got soft pixeled, but usually I don't get soft pixeled. Here I showcase the backup. I shouldn't have 6-tapped because then this happens. You wanna 3-tap, okay? You wanna 3-tap. If you're doing the backup. So, if you roll and you don't get soft pixeled, basically you wanna hold right a bit after. Like, you wanna hold right a decent bit after you start going up. Land here, slow yourself down. You wanna be above this ring. Then 6-tap and jump. you like wanna time your jump like around when the screen starts moving, so I imagine Sonic would be like above this ring when you jump. Okay, then, okay, what? Okay, let's see what happened this time. Okay, so I was a little bit more to the left here. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So I stand here. Okay, I really don't like that. Control C didn't wanna work. So you stand here, okay? So I 6-tap, and as the screen starts moving, jump, lightning shield, okay? Wait, that didn't work. So I guess here, like, around the position that I was mentioning, jump, lightning shield, they don't work either. I guess I had a skill issue. So there, okay, I jumped as the screen started moving. Okay, jump, lightning shield, there we go. And you also need a pretty good spin dash, so you can like pause buffer the spin dash if needed. And you can also do that if you don't wanna do the ceiling jump. You can just jump and then like slow yourself down a little bit somehow to like not get self-pixeled and then you roll. Anyway, this is the backup if you get stuck there, but ideally, you know, you jump after killing the first penguin. Guess I jumped too early there. You 6-tap if you get stuck. You hold right, and then when you're on the downward part of the slope, do a full jump, hit the wall, hit the ceiling, and then a bit after you lightning shield, like that. And just kill the boss. Okay, launch base 1. I didn't bother with the first 2 seconds because it's just holding right, so you just jump when you're... So when the left edge of Sonic... Okay, now I'm gonna choose a color that is better. When the left edge of Sonic is aligned with the left edge of the flat part, you jump. Jump around the downward part of that slope, like at the start. Jump and kill this enemy. Then you start holding left, like around when you're like above this platform. And then you like hit the funny fire shield while bouncing. And then you hold right after you go up. You wanna make sure to not hit the wall. You hold right and then you fire dash when you're at the very top. Then a bit after landing you roll and then you hold right. Bam. So anyway, I kinda like brain farted there. So basically you jump as soon as you get out of the thing, jump, fire dash. Once you're above the spike ball, you fire dash. Then you jump once this thing is moving, like... Once you see Sonic kinda like... This thing is almost like about to stop moving, you jump and hold right. Then you fire dash. And then as you see the background change, I react and jump. Then I do like a small jump to get here. I jump and fire dash, then jump, fire dash, and I make it there, kind of YOLO. And then as soon as I fire dash there, I jump and hit this thing, then face right, fire dash, jump, and then once I'm above the teacup, then I fire dash. Then once this thing is like far enough to the left, you just jump and hold left just before it stops moving left. You know, and here you wanna jump in such a way you can kill the first enemy. So what Kanks does is he jumps and fire dashes around here and then he falls here. Either way, it like as long as you don't kill this enemy, anything goes. So be careful with that enemy. Then as this thing starts moving left here, as it starts moving left, you jump, do a quick left right in midair and hold right like that. Bam. Fire dash, jump, fire dash, jump, fire dash, jump. You know, you just do that. Roll, hold right. Then when this thing shows up, Okay, when you see this on screen, you kind of react and you make sure that you don't jump too early, and you can get a jump in here. I don't know how much time it saves, but surely it's gotta save something. And you could also do more jumps here, but I kind of like don't bother with these. Go neutral once you hit this, and Sonic is covered by this red thing in the background. This red thing, I do a full jump. Or not a full jump, I do like a decent sized jump. Then I fire dash. Okay, and I hold left. Well, I had a safe state there. I guess that's why I... So if you hold left here, you wanna go decently far to the left before holding right. And then once Sonic is no longer visible, a bit after that, you start holding right, you fire dash quickly, and what happens is this, okay? You go below that enemy, and then you jump once you touch this purple thing, okay? And then you hit this wall, and then once you hit it, you start holding left, and then as soon as Sonic stops going up, you fire dash. Okay, so you bounce on that enemy holding the jump button, then fire dash like that, and you fire dash to go up the slope. Then once you're on the flat part here, you kind of jump and fire dash, then roll, face left, then do a quick fire dash, jump, lightning shield, jump, lightning shield, jump, lightning shield, like that, and you hold right. If your speed shoes run out, you don't wanna hold right here, you wanna land here, and from there, make it there. What? Excuse me? Okay. So you would land here, then jump here. Okay, then lightning shield over to here. If you have the speed shoes, of course. Then you slow yourself down once you touch this thing. And you hit this thing. Then don't hold anything, you jump once you're around the rings. 6-tap jump, jump, jump. Once you're on the downward slope, jump and lightning shield around the second ring, kinda. Then here I kinda just jump. And I jump over that thing, then 6-tap jump, lightning shield. I slow myself down here to try and not hit the wall, but it kinda doesn't matter if you hit the wall. Then you kinda like start holding right when Sonic is like starting to move left here, so like if you see, okay, Sonic starts to move left. As soon as he falls off the platform, I kinda react when Sonic starts moving left, and then I start holding right. And I guess I made that cycle. 6-tap jump, lightning shield, roll, jump, roll, roll. Then a bit after Sonic starts rolling there, you kinda jump and hold right. Jump, lightning shield, jump. Ah, my throat can't take it anymore. Whatever. Okay. I might actually end the tutorial after this, you know, like... But, you know, you just like piano roll here to get off this thing as soon as possible, then you wait for the cutscene. You wanna get hit, like as soon as you see the spike ball at the bottom of the boss, you wanna jump lightning shield, get hit by the top of the boss from the right side, then wait a little bit, then do a short jump, 1, insta-shield the second hit, jump insta-shield, as you see the spike ball, wait a little bit, then jump insta-shield, and then wait, and then jump insta-shield before the boss comes on screen for the last hit. Okay? So now, I make sure there's a line here in the background. So I make sure that the tip of Sonic's shoe is a bit to the right of that line. I stand there, and as soon as the bottom of the signpost kind of hits this line, I do a full jump. Bam! Bubble shield. Okay, the end of the tutorial,